This has been it's been a long day for me. I worked this morning, which is horrible. I hate work. So I woke up early and had to get on a packed, crowded train. I hate that. So I was like, But then when I got on the train, first thing I saw was an empty seat. And I was like, oh, what luck? No one on this packed, crowded train thought to sit here. Which, of course, is not the case. Everybody thought to sit here, but something horrible happened here. So everyone decided we're not going to sit there, right? But I was having such like an optimistic morning, I forgot that you're supposed to be suspicious of everything, right? So I saw the empty seat and I was like, oh, I'm the luckiest boy in New York. And then I sat down, and immediately I knew it was wrong. I was like, oh, that feels sticky and wet. And then it started to feel really sticky and wet, and then I stood up, and then I started to doubt it. I was like, was that sticky and wet? And then I touched it. Like, I don't know why I stood to gain here. Just like, oh, is that sticky and wet? Oh no, it's just a good thing. Oh, it's my inheritance this whole time. All sticky and wet, right? So now it's all over my hand, and I'm just like, oh, I have ruined my life. Right? And this guy from across the train, he catches all of this, and he wants to like put my mind at ease. So he's just like, oh yeah. Some like crazy lady was like spitting all over that on the floor. That's what he said to make me feel better. Like, oh, good. I thought it was something horrible, like someone spilled a Sprite or something, but it's just the inside of a crazy lady. I'll touch it again. I can go to work now. So I was like, I can't go to work like this. I've ruined my life. I got to call out of work. So I texted my boss. I'm like, I can't come. And he's like, what are you, sick? I'm like, soon. Not yet, but it's coming. Yeah. And so I know that I have to go home. You ever just end your day before it even begins? I'm like, let's just start this one over. So I was like, I got to go home. I got to shower. I got to put on new clothes. So I get off the train. I'm just holding my hand out 10 feet away from my body. You know, which, hey, baby, I'm gonna make this look pretty easy. You know, hold my arm out all straight like this. But believe it or not, after a couple minutes, your arm begins to quiver and ache, right? So I was like, oh man, I gotta plant this puppy on something, right? So I'm looking around, and the only thing around is this big, greasy, tar-covered pole, right? So I was just like, whatever. I've touched the grossest thing already, so can't really lose anything now. So I just plant my hand right there, and it takes the tension out of my arm. And it's kind of nice leaning on the pole waiting for the train, right? Which does show up, doors open, I get on the train. Normally, I would never touch anything inside the gross, disgusting train, but I've already touched the grossest thing, you know? Normally, I'd just surf it out, ride the rails, you know? But I already have this gross hand, so I was like, well, who cares? So I grabbed that gross, disgusting steel bar, and made my knees kind of nice, and I've never rode the train like that. It was nice, you know? Then I was on my way home, and there was a crossing walk, and I was waiting for the stop to change to go, and I just started leaning into a trash can, like my full arm in a trash can. And I was like, oh, this is how you do New York, right? You gotta have one good hand for your face and your friends, and one nightmare hand for everything else. That's how you get hold in this town. I actually had the thought, oh, thank God for that crazy lady who spit all over the train. Or I wouldn't know this great new way to live my life, right? It's just such a New York thought to have. You know, oh, good. That was a good thing. You know, like, I feel like that's what we're all doing. We're all sitting in a sticky seat and we're like, this is the greatest city in the world, right? That's why I moved here, because 8 million people lied to me, right? Like, this is the greatest city in the world. Yeah. If this was the greatest city in the world, they wouldn't have to remind you on the bus that it's a felony to assault the driver. They would just trust you not to do that. They'd be like, hey, this is the greatest city in the world, so you're probably not going to snap and try to take over the bus. Right off the road. That doesn't happen in the greatest city in the world. No, it's not the greatest city in the world, man. A dude broke into my apartment the other day while I was in the bathroom, right? It's a bummer already, but the way my apartment's laid out, my bathroom, it faces the front door. So I was literally sitting on the toilet, and I watched my front door blow open. And in walked a man, and I screamed out, oh, somebody's in here! You understand? Like, my apartment's a public restroom. I said, oh no! Somebody was in this apartment. You're gonna have to steal a different guy's TV. This one's occupied. Oh no. I know why I did it, right? He didn't have a TV. He wanted a TV. I have a TV. Nah, I'll go get his TV, right? I understand the criminal mind, right? Also because I feel like we're all very close to criminal. You know, we're all like an inch away. Like, I feel like we've all done things that we're like, I don't know about that, you know? Like, I don't know if you've all been charged with a DUI, but we definitely all got one in our heart. I don't have a formal DUI, but I've woke up in my bed many, many times just like, what? No! Everything's just okay? All right. God, sure, why not? Why not just let everything be okay? That's great. I hang out with a lot of criminals. I hang out with a criminal element, and I have this one criminal friend. He's got 3 kids, which is unique in my friend group. Most of my friends don't have more than 1 towel, so this guy really went for it. 3 human lives, and sometimes I babysit them. And I was babysitting them the other week, and I decided to take them bowling because I was like, that'll be fun for a kid. So I took them to the bowling alley, and they're all running around. They're like, we want mozzarella sticks, and I was like, I'll get them for it. You know, not that creepy. I was less creepy. I gotta get them. Yeah. I was like, I will get you mozzarella sticks, right? So I walked to the kitchen lady where the mozzarella sticks are, and I went up to her and I was like, hi, I'd like some mozzarella sticks, please. And then the woman said to me, word for word, no, I can't give you mozzarella. There's raccoons in the kitchen. And that's exactly how she said that, with like attitude. You know, there's raccoons in the kitchen. Like I'm an idiot for thinking there'd be no raccoons in the kitchen. That's how low we've set the bar for bowling alleys, right? They don't even bother to lie about the raccoons. You know? Like you realize she could have said anything. She could have lied. She could have been like, deep fryer's broken. Ooh, great lie. We all believe that. I would have believed that. No, she jumped straight to, no, there's more than 1 raccoon in the kitchen right now, touching the food, hissing at the staff. We built up a little wall, they'll get around. They're clever, they're raccoons, big rats, human hands. Raccoon, you've seen raccoons. You know what a raccoon is, says the kitchen lady. What she doesn't know about me is I used to work in a vet clinic, so I've been vaccinated for raccoons. All right? Specifically rabies, that's the one they give you. And that's a $1,200 vaccination, which is a horrible purchase, right? Because you're basically putting $1,200 down so you can get bit by as many rabid animals as you want. Like I handed these people $1,200 and I'm like, I better get bit by something. $1,200, that means for the rest of my life. If I see a raccoon, I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna agitate it. I'm gonna rub its fur the wrong way. I'm gonna spin it around. I'm gonna grab its tail. I'm gonna feed it off my belly. Do all the things you should. So when this woman brought up raccoons, I don't think she was expecting my eyes to light up like, finally. A raccoon. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting years for this. I will still take those mozzarella sticks. She's like, no, I can't give them to the raccoons when I touch them. They're bad for you. I'm like, I'm ordering bowling alley cheese. Health is the last thing on my mind. It can be made by raccoons. They can be made of raccoon. They're for a kid. Just give me the one. Who cares what the kids eat, you know? But she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't give it to me. And I was like, all right. Then I kept bowling. And that's the difference between bowling alleys and the rest of businesses in the world. Is they can be filled with raccoons and you'll stay. If you're at the Gap and there's like 1,000 raccoons running around, you're like, I'm probably gonna leave the Gap. You know? It's like, dude, I'm in a bowling alley. I just put my foot into a shoe that's still hot from another foot. I just put my hand into a ball and the holes that are wet, I don't care if there are raccoons. The ball return could just be raccoons pushing the balls back up. I don't care. Bowling alley knows you don't care. That's why they do midnight bowling, where they put the whole horrible, disgusting bowling alley underneath a black light. Yeah, you want to know what's been going on in here? There it is. Someone's murdered in your lane. What are you going to do, leave? We have your shoes. You're not going anywhere. I thought that'd be like a good place to take kids, a bowling alley, you know, but I didn't realize this, but as I was looking around, I was like, oh, a bowling alley is like the one last place where children can hang out next to nightmare alcoholics. That's all it is. If there's a Venn diagram of children's birthday party and then men who've been through hell, the middle is the bowling alley. That's all it is. Children playing and then men drinking hard. Not for fun, not to make friends, not to meet women, but because they've seen horrible, awful things. And now they just need to be drunk around a family. Not their own family, because the stakes are too high. It's got to be your family. You got to be drunk around your family. I ended up explaining a lot more than the game of bowling to these poor kids. I was just like, hey, bowling, it's a great game. You get 2 balls. If you get them all down in the first try, that's a strike, and that's pretty good. And if you don't worry about it. You get that second ball. And if you get them all down in that try, that's a spare. Also pretty good. And that's pretty much bowling. So, any questions? Huh? What's that? Oh, why is that man weeping into an empty glass? Great question. Life is a nightmare. There could be thousands of horrible things. Sickness, disease, war, maybe all 3. Maybe his dreams just didn't work out the way he thought. Maybe when he started stand-up comedy a decade ago with just the thought that if he believed in himself and worked really hard, everything would just work out. But now he's in his mid-30s running a show in the back of the bowling alley. When everybody leaves, he'll put the chairs away. The empty glasses they leave behind, he brings those to the bar. His wife, getting angrier and angrier every day. Why do you get paid in popcorn, she asks. Her constant questions tightening around his head, tighter and tighter like a vice. Sometimes he wakes up and he just feels like he's drowning. Is this life? Is this what life really is? His hair used to be thick, now it's thinning. He hasn't had sex in 3 years. Everyone's obsessed with their cell phones. All of his heroes are rapists. There's no more nature. There's an island of plastic bags in the middle of the ocean. All the polar bears are dead. The point is, strike or spare, life will find a way to break you. Which reminds me, I know I said it gets mozzarella sticks, but there's raccoons in the kitchen. You can't have any. Wow. Thank you. Has nothing to do with my current situation. It's kind of came.